Hey everyone. So, what is wrong with women these days? Like, they just seem to be different. Like, something just isn't right. Like, the way that they're acting, the way that they're. Like, they seem so. Oftentimes, they can be quite insufferable, quite annoying. Now, I'm not saying that all men are good either. I'm just specifically just talking about women in this video because, when I try to deal with any, and they're hard to deal with. They're like, a lot of them just don't seem to really have much respect. They think that they can just do what they want and face no consequences. Now, you could say that's largely because of things like social media. It's because of things like dating apps, and it's gotten to their heads. It's turned a lot of them into just kind of, I mean, I don't really not necessarily use the word narcissist, but you know what I mean, like that kind of like self-centered kind of me, like only my feelings matter, nobody else's feelings matter. There's this kind of just this self-centered kind of attitude that they have, that it's just it's just sad because, like, I don't know, that, I mean, I want to be like positive and be, I tried to be positive yesterday on a video and just trying to offer a solution, but at the same time I'm like, we have to be real that a lot of women these days aren't even worth it. They're not even worth your freaking time. They're not even worth talking to, because they'll probably just end up ghosting you or just blocking you even, or whatever. Like, a lot of them are just acting so weird and just so, and some of them are just so insufferable and just so unpleasant. They'll try to gaslight you, they'll try and manipulate you, they'll do all sorts of horrible things. Now, like, I mean, men are not great in a lot of ways either, but I don't know what's going on. Like, is it just because of social media and all that, and them constantly being flooded in their inbox, so they think they're 10 out of 10 even if they're only a 5 or whatever, and they think they're so perfect. I mean, like, nobody's perfect, so just get that out of your head, right? Because if you're watching this right now and you think you're a 10, you think you're a queen, a princess, whatever, you're not. You're probably, most likely, nothing really special. Like, especially if you're not actually actively working on yourself and you're just expecting everything to be handed to you. You're expecting chivalry from a man that you find attractive, even when you don't have much to offer yourself. You're so arrogant to think that. You're so egotistical to think that you are entitled to that. They expect men to bend over backwards for them. For what exactly? So men just need to kind of stop giving into this. So, I can blame men for this because they are giving into this and they are making the problem worse. The more you keep chasing after these kind of women, then the more it's going to get into their heads. If men all just suddenly just be like, I've had enough of this, then the problem would solve itself immediately. But women I think, need a reality check. A lot of these modern women, and it's even affecting more middle-aged women now as well, because they've come online and they'll get like a bunch of validation off some random people. I mean, a lot of this validation is just a bunch of thirsty simps, but that gets into their head that they're this special snowflake that shouldn't be held responsible for anything, that they can do anything they like because they are perfect and nobody can question that. So yeah, I just think that men need to stop simping, stop giving so much of your time up just to end up being ghosted, just to end up being flaked on and just made to feel low. Like, if you have self-respect and you have self-esteem, you would not tolerate that. So just forget about them. Focus on building your life up, because then you'll get a good quality one come to you then. You don't have to be chasing after these mediocre, average women who think they're perfect. If anything, that makes them probably below average, because the arrogance actually is a strike against them and makes them even less attractive. If someone's humble, then actually makes them more attractive. Like, it's so insufferable when people act so much like that they are so special when they're not. They have nothing to offer, other than maybe they have some decent looks, but even then sometimes that is not even that great, and they have to, it's like they wear makeup to try and make themselves look somewhat okay, when they might be a bit overweight and they're just kind of not in the best shape a lot of the time, and they think they're so special. But the reality is that most of them aren't, and they're just they keep craving attention. All that does is just messes them up more and more. It just turns them into just toxic people who will probably struggle to ever find a decent guy, because he'll never be satisfying enough to her, because she keeps getting flooded. So now she's like, but this guy doesn't have this quality. It's like, just get real and know your place. Like, so I might sound harsh, but sometimes I have to be honest with people. Sometimes to be honest with people is to show them love, because if people are just going to keep on telling them what they want to hear, then that's going to, it's going to be bad for them in the long run. Oftentimes what is good for us right now, what feels good for us right now, is what's bad for us in the long run, right? For example, we cave into like having all these sweets and all, junk food. You eat that constantly, then it's going to be bad for you. But at some point you have to take responsibility and just be like, enough's enough. This ain't good for me anymore, and I need to have some self-control. But some people just don't seem to have self-control, and these modern women don't seem to be able to control the temptation to go on these apps and get flooded with validation, because it's a drug. But all it does is just makes them more and more insufferable. So I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but I just feel like I have to keep kind of sort of like reinforcing the points, because I feel like it's so important that like people hear this message, and especially guys out there that are trying to get someone, that you best off just try to just be relaxed and just yeah, just if they start to kind of go quiet, just go quiet as well. Don't keep trying to message them, because all that's doing is just, yeah, it's not going to work. It just isn't. Like you're just making, you're just going to keep digging a deeper and deeper hole for yourself. Yeah, because you just make yourself look more and more pathetic. So yeah, I don't know, but let me know what you guys think down below. Yeah, I'm not saying that all modern women are like this. There are good ones out there. I'm talking about a lot of them are like chronically online. They're getting us validation, and so yeah. So just wanted to clarify that I'm not trying to be sexist and say all of them are like that. I'm talking about a certain type that are the more toxic ones that we should be just trying to avoid. So, alright, take care everybody, I'll see you all soon, bye.